Hello liberty lovers, welcome to the Grey Sheep's page, your dose of unconventional politics. Today my video is an answer to the Cato Institute's question, why liberty? The answer is simple. Without liberty, we would still be in the dark ages or worse. Think about it. Without freedom of commerce, we would have to be self-sufficient, or we would have to pay so much to import anything that we wouldn't be able to do anything, or we would have to pay a fortune to get it. For those who didn't know, in the Middle Ages and even at the start of the Renaissance period, there were customs inside countries. So let's say you wanted to bring something from Paris to Orleans, Dijon, or Toulouse, you would have to cross customs. So because of that, now French people can now get anything they want from their country without any customs. That was one of the reasons why the US was created. So there would be a free trade zone that would be so wide that would be advantageous to everyone. And also think about it. I'm from Canada, a country that's mostly north of the 45th parallel, meaning that there is no agriculture possible 6 months a year. Imagine how costly it would be to have greenhouses to produce everything from tomatoes to peppers to bananas, who knows? Without freedom of speech, I wouldn't be able to make what I'm doing right now. Because when speech is controlled by government, no criticism is allowed. That's why socialism fails, because as I was told by a politics teacher in a class I had recently, speech censorship was such in the USSR that there was absolutely no way to know the extent of the failure of the system. All the shortages, all the pollution, everything. And thanks to freedom too, we are free from arbitrary decisions, although unfortunately this is on the decline right now with the war on drugs, which is basically a war on plants. I mean, if you think about it, marijuana, cocaine, heroin are all based on plants. It's a war on plants, and it's also a war on people, because government has arbitrarily made some substances illegal but not others. Because if you think about it, marijuana has proven medical effects, whereas tobacco and alcohol don't. And those arbitrary decisions are also present in discrimination, be it what it was before the 1960s, where blacks were barred from everywhere, to now where they're actually favored because of their skin color. This is against the rule of law, meaning that general rules apply to everybody without exception, and the consequences are predictable. But with discrimination, specific people are targeted. So they are favored or discriminated against. That's against the rule of law. And finally, thanks to freedom, we are able to work and innovate wherever we want. In the Middle Ages, there were guilds, meaning that if you wanted to, say, be a baker or a smith, you had to basically beg government so they would let you be a journeyman, be an apprentice, and then set up your own job. Adam Smith talked a lot about it. He talked about rules that were common in Edward III, Elizabeth I. You had to basically do volunteer work for 10 years if you wanted to be a smith after all. But unfortunately, it is getting here again with occupational licensing. Did you know that you need more hours to become a hairdresser than a paramedic? Interesting. And also all those regulations that keep people from freely deciding how long they want to work, at what salary, if they get vacation, etc. And the freedom to innovate is also crucial. Just imagine if the horse lobby had been strong enough 100 years ago, we wouldn't even have cars. Back in the Renaissance period, there were also people that would destroy machines, sewing machines, because it would destroy their job. It didn't destroy their job. If you look in the printing business, when the printing press was invented, of course those monks that were just copying books lost their job, but think about it. There are printers, editors, writers. Technology expands potential jobs. So, why liberty? Because liberty is civilization, and without civilization, we're basically cavemen.